Hello everyone. In this video, we will see what is meant by learning rate decay, why it is required, and how to use that in TensorFlow 2.0. So we know that learning rate will control the speed of learning. If we are using high learning rate, then models suffer from overshooting. And if we are using very small learning rate, then it will take huge amount of time to reach at convergence point. But if we are far away from the convergence point, then we require high learning rate, and if we are closer to the convergence point, then we have to reduce the learning rate to a smaller value. So using fixed learning rate will not solve this problem. So in order to get more advantage, we have to use learning rate decay. Learning rate decay enables us to change the learning rate with the each epoch. So let's check out what is meant by learning rate decay. So learning rate decay formula is alpha is equal to 1 upon 1 plus decay rate into epoch number into alpha 0. So as we can see, 1 divided by 1 plus means the denominator term is larger than 1. So obviously the output of this will be less than 1 or equal to 1. Now this particular output we are going to multiply with alpha 0, that will be the new learning rate. Decay rate we have to specify before start of the training. Epoch numbers will be taken based on which epoch in we are. So consider if alpha 0 is 0.1, means this is the learning rate with which we want to start. Now 1 upon 1 plus decay rate, if suppose we have used 1, then we have to multiply that decay rate with the first epoch. Okay, so this current will be multiplied by 0.1 and the output is 0.5. Okay, in the next epoch we are going to multiply 0.1 with 1 upon 1 plus 1 into 2, since we are dealing with the second epoch. The output is 0.03. So if we observe the outputs, then you can see that learning rate is reduced from 0.1 to 0.5 initially and then 0.03. If we continue this, we will get the reduced learning rate in the next epoch. So what it indicates? So initially we have started with a larger learning rate, and as we are moving towards convergence point, or as we are updating the number of epochs, we are reducing that learning rate. So this helps us to come quickly towards the convergence point. And when we will reach close to the convergence point, we will reduce the learning rate, which helps us to achieve more accuracy. Now let's see how to use this in TensorFlow 2.0 for training the model. Okay, this was the initial setup where we have used stochastic gradient descent as an optimizer, categorical cross entropy as a loss function, and we have used accuracy as a matrix. Now we want to implement a learning rate decay with the help of callbacks. So at every epoch, callbacks get executed to update the learning rate value. For that, we have learning rate scheduler. So let's check out how to use that. Okay, so tf dot keras dot, then we have callbacks, and inside this callback we have learning rate scheduler. Just use that learning rate scheduler callback, and this callback will call a function having name as step dk. Okay, this callback function allows us to call a particular function during training of the model. So we are calling that function automatically after each epoch, and it is returning L rate. Okay, so we have to register this callback with the execution also, that is model.fit. So inside model.fit we have to use callbacks is equal to L rate, but we haven't specified how we want to reduce our weights through step decay function. So now it's time to write a function to specify how we want to reduce the learning rate. So for that you have to specify definition step decay function. Okay, this particular decay function will take epoch as an input automatically. After each epoch value will be updated. Decay rate, we have to specify decay rate is equal to 1, for example. Then we have to specify initial learning rate equal to 0.01. This is the by default value 0 for stochastic gradient descent algorithm. Then we have to identify L rate, that this is learning rate, which will be updated with this formula: initial learning rate into 1 plus decay rate into epoch. Decay rate into epoch, and we have to return this value, return L rate. Okay, so what we are doing over here, so we are using callback function which will be called during learning automatically due to this learning rate scheduler. So corresponding function is step decay. So learning rate scheduler will call a step decay function. So in step decay function we are using epochs, which is needed to calculate the updated learning rate. Decay rate is 1, initial learning rate is 0.01, and after performing this mathematical operation we will get the updated learning rate. Now remember this, epoch is 10, then epoch value will be 0 to 9. Okay, so let me execute this cell. We are getting 0.01 due to this line. Print round into bracket model.optimizer.lr.numpy function. So basically this particular function is used to check what is learning rate at current instant for the optimizer. So as we can see, we have 0.01. So this is initial learning rate. Now we are calling model.fit. So during training, the learning rates will be updated. So whatever the learning rate you have specified over there initially, that will be changed due to the learning rate scheduler. And after learning, if we are checking out what is the current learning rate associated with this optimizer, then we will get 0.001. So the formula says that initial learning rate we have 0.01 into 1 divided by 1 plus decay rate is 1, and epoch is maximum value for the epoch is 9. Total 10 epochs we want to use. Numbering starts from 0, so maximum number of epoch value is 9. 9 plus 1, 10. So 1 divided by 10 is 0.1, and we are multiplying that with 0.01, so the output is 0.001. So that will be the last learning rate available for the model. We can also print the learning rate for each epoch and the epoch number by using print rate in a step decay function along with print epoch. So as we can see, learning rate is for 0th epoch is 0.01. For the first epoch, learning rate is 0.05. For second epoch, learning rate is 0.0033. This is how we can change the learning rate with the learning rate scheduler function. Thank you for watching the video.